Hello everybody, today with us we have Bart. He is currently a student at IAE Aix-en-Provence and he's from Mumbai, and in today's video we are going to ask him about his experience here, how he likes the city, how's everything in France. Hi Bart, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi Vishal. First of all, thanks a lot for having me. It's great to be on your channel. Yes, my name is Bart. I'm from Mumbai and I came to France this year in the month of August 2025. I have a few years of experience and right now I'm studying Masters in Marketing at IAE Aix-en-Provence.
So it's IAE Aix-en-Provence, which is a part of UMU, right?
IAE Aix-en-Provence is the business school of Aix-Marseille University. It's here in the city of Aix-en-Provence.
Can you please tell us why do you choose France and why this specific university when you had so many options to choose from, like there are private business schools as well?
Yeah, sure. So in Mumbai I used to work for a sports company. It was Scott Sports and I worked there for a few years and then I thought I want to go the next step in sports. So that's why I thought France is a good destination for sports, and especially this region south, because the weather, it's sunny days and it's nice. And to add to that, there's nothing like public private. I was open to everything. I did my research very well before coming here.
Okay.
And because I was preferring the south of France, so automatically that was my first filter. So already then there were very few colleges. So I had applied to IAE Grenoble and IAE Aix-Marseille. These are the only two schools I applied at. And I got the admission at IAE, so I came here.
Can you tell us what kind of expectations that you had before you came to France, and did France and the university meet your expectations?
I think my approach is always that to not have any expectations, because then anything that you get is a bonus. If you're coming to France, you have to expect that everything is going to be in French. So that was a preset notion in my mind. So I had a smooth journey. The country is nice. People are nice, and fortunately I've made some good friends who make me feel at home. The second part of the question is, did the university meet my expectations?
Yeah.
I like the format of my program. I just completed the first semester and I'm looking forward to the second semester.
That's great to hear. Could you tell us a bit more about how was the admission process like, and was French really required in that admission process, or do you think French is required even at the university? Because I know a lot of international students that whenever they think of applying to a public university, they usually have this in mind, like public universities are in French is mandatory, etc, etc. But can you tell us about your admission experience and if French was required?
I'll break the question into three parts. First of all, the admission procedure. Now, I had a very smooth admission procedure and onboarding process. Thanks to the school, they have their own admission platform and I applied there. There was zero application fees thanks to the public university. When I got into the college, I received an email that I've been accepted. Then all the procedures took place. They guided with a very good international student handbook which had all the information, and I just followed everything step by step, day after day, and then I came here. There was really no problem. That was one. Second, the admission procedure was in English because my program is in English. Having said that, everything else is in French. But everybody speaks English, at least in my school. The teachers know English and it will help you understand French as well. So it's not that you can't get through the day. And I think if you have the attitude to learn, every day you will start picking up few words. So it's all upon you, how you approach it, how you look at it, what's your perspective, what are your motivations.
Alright. And for the admissions, you just applied and then there was this interview. That's it, or there were like multiple steps in the interviews?
You of course apply with your CV and your motivations, your statement of purpose, recommendations, everything. After that, the first screening, I think there was an interview with the program director. That was the only two steps.
Okay, just an interview and this application process.
Yes.
And eventually got in. Maybe they took some time to answer you?
Few weeks.
Can you tell us a bit more about the program? How long is the program? Let's start with that.
Mine is a 1-year program, Masters in Marketing and Brand Management. It's in English. What's very unique about this program is that the first semester you are at school, like from September, October, November, and then you have the option to either take an apprenticeship from December, in which you'll be 3 weeks at a company and 1 week at school. That's the rhythm. Or you can start an internship from January. That's the second semester, and which is also your master's thesis. So that's very unique, that after some theory learning in school for 3 to 4 months, you go onto the field and you gain practical learning, working actually with a company. So I think it was a win-win situation for me. The fees was very affordable. It was at least 1/3 of that what other schools are.
Okay, and coming to the school fees, how much was that?
Fees is 4,800 euros for 1 year, and if you get an apprenticeship, I think around 50% of it is reimbursed.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, The MSc is a 1-year program in which you study for 4 months and the rest of it you do internship or alternance, and the fees is also quite low compared to all the other B schools that I know of. So can you tell us about your daily life when you were a student? What was it like? When did the classes start? When did you come back? Was it very hectic for you to study with the assignments and all?
The last 4 months have been very hectic, but it's been fun. The classes are like, around 9:30 to 4:30, 5 days a week. Otherwise, you have the weekends to yourself. Yeah, so regarding the coursework, it's very interesting. I mean, you have group projects and you have some individual exams as well. It's very flexible and it's not so difficult. It was a good learning. So it was overall a really nice experience.
Alright. That's great to hear about your school. And now talking about the city, since you have told about your everyday life, can you also talk about the city? What is like the cost of living?
So first of all, the Aix of Provence is a very beautiful city. As you can see, we are right now in Parc Jourdan. What's special is that Aix is very strategically located. It's like 3-hour train journey from Paris. You just take a TGV. Gare de Lyon is like just 3 hours. And Lyon is like 1 hour. Marseille is like half an hour. Nice is 1 hour 30 minutes. Monaco 1 hour 50 minutes. And even if you want to go that side of France, let's say Toulouse, Bordeaux, it's not too far. You came from Clermont, so it's like 4-5 hours by a car. So it's pretty strategically located and it's a premium city. I think it's a place where people retire and all of that. Coming to the cost of living, so you can expect the rent from 500 to 700 in a colocation or studio. Otherwise, the groceries are, you go to Carrefour, you Express or Monoprix, you get all your stuff there. Counting everything, events you take part in, you go to parties and, you can see it around 1 lakh rupees a month if you're not living in a cruise. That's the max I'm saying. See around 800 to 1000 euros a month.
But again, there is also CAF.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I would still say 1000. Count 1000 because take part in events, you go out, you travel.
Talking about the city, it's my first day here and I love it because I've been to so many different cities in France and by far the best I've been to, because even I don't think I've liked Paris so much, though it has all these big monuments and museums and all, but this is very calm, people are very nice, they're welcoming, so yeah. And I had this one question, because a lot of students, they think it's difficult to make friends in public universities, because if we talk about any private B school, a lot of international students come in, there's a lot of semester exchange programs happening, so you expect like a lot of international networks, and often people think that in public universities it's a bit difficult because it's always French and it's difficult to integrate with them. Can you please tell us how was your experience like?
Yeah, people told me that, but that it's just a myth. People are very nice, all upon you, how you what's your point of view, what's your perspective. So I think if you are ready to get out of a comfort zone, make conversations, try to learn the language, try to integrate, then they will also help you to learn the language and be a part of them. So it's nothing that internationals are different than French or they are hard to make friends with. It's really wrong. I recommend public business schools, but at the end it all boils down to what are your requirements. That's very important. Public, private doesn't make a difference as long as you know what you're coming for. There will be clarity in your purpose.
Alright, and coming to the part of internships and jobs, is it easy for international students to find internships here?
So it's been just 4 months that I'm here, so it's hard to say right now because I'm still a student. But I think when you're in a foreign country, you need to start developing relationships from day one, and you never know when that relationship can help you get an opportunity here, because the people you meet, they're already working somewhere, and if they see you as a good candidate, why would they hesitate to refer you? If they refer you, it's nice for them as well. It's on you how you take it up your stride, the effort you put in. Opportunities are actually everywhere.
Right.
It's just you have to go and find them. And of course, yeah, French is something which is required most of the places. And if you speak French, it's a big plus. And for, of course, native French roles, you won't stand a chance. That goes without saying. But there are many other roles that are non-French, and if you know French, it's a plus, and you can really find something.
So coming to the last part of the interview, Bart, do you have any recommendations for the upcoming international students?
My recommendation would be just to have clarity on what you want to really do. It's not about coming to France, Germany, Australia, US. Just know what you want out of your masters. That is very important. And if you are coming for the experience, keep it as an experience. If you don't have clarity, then come here with an open mind. See everything as an opportunity and not a, like a problem. And I like to also end by saying that whatever I've spoken, these are my personal views from just the last 4 months. So these are my personal views. Don't take my word for written on sword. That's all I'd like to say. Do your own research. Speak to alumni of the school. Understand what the school stands for. Talk to current students, and I think you'll find your answers there.
I think that was a really good insight about the school, about the life here in Aix-en-Provence, and I would really like to thank you for your time you're given here. And I hope this video helps the students. In case you have any more questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me in the comment section, or you can also reach out to Parth.
Yeah, all the best for research, and thanks for having me, Vishal.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is mine.